walked away for one moment, and I made my move. She was stuck on me. There was no escape, no escape. Next thing you know, she was in my arms. But it wasn't just her, it was her mom. I have a lot of things, you know, go-karts, luxury jets, the F500, it's Pokemon cars. Her name is Amelia, I'm well, sorry champ. I mean, what did you think would happen? Look at your little bottle, your limp wallet. Look at me, there's nothing better. I've got lots of things, ring-ding-ding her like my pot of gold. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. I mean, fair play, you've got what you want, something, maybe, but for some reason girls seem to fall for pot of gold. Hairy chin-chin, bowler hat, big pointed shoes that match what you lose. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. No escape, next thing you know, escape. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. No escape, next thing you know, she was in my arms. But it wasn't just her, it was her mom. I have a lot of things, you know, go-karts, luxury jets, the F500, it's Pokemon cards. Her name is Amelia, I'm well, sorry champ. I mean, what did you think would happen? Look at your little bottle, your limp wallet. Look at me, there's nothing better. I've got lots of things, ring-ding-ding her like my pot of gold. Your girl left you for a guy who goes ka-ching-ching. I mean, fair play, you've got what you want, something, maybe. But for some reason girls seem to fall for pot of gold. Hairy chin-chin, bowler hat, big pointed shoes that match what you lose. Lose.
Yo,
Yeah.
we've got a 3Thunders today.
Yes.
I'm excited to introduce everybody to 3Thunders. Introduce chat to 3Thunders because, you know, they may not already know 3Thunders.
Who does know me?
I know. I know. I know. Who?
I'm world renowned. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So we actually have quite a special event to welcome 3Thunders to the show. This is our Christmas event.
Christmas special.
Yes. And 3Thunders will be contributing to the Christmas event
With gifts.
and a folklore story.
Nobody told me about that, man.
and Wisteria.
I mean, let alone, I'm a gift alone by myself, so that's
Yeah, he is a gift.
Indeed.
It keeps on giving.
Hopefully
After that song, it landed differently.
Yeah.
You're a pot of gold. But Wisteria has a song she's gonna perform for us.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Christmas K-pop.
Yeah, I was not ready.
You will be.
I will be. But until then, we have a bunch of content to throw at you.
Oh, you want to get straight into the content, huh?
A bit.
Content bonanza, go!
All right, you two. We're gonna start the content.
Also, I feel like it's so nostalgic to see 3Thunders back in his potion bottle.
That's my favorite 3Thunders art right there.
That's the 3Thunders we want. We deserve.
Oh wait. I had
Wait,
something
whoa.
else. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna start off this content like we're in a courtroom.
Yes.
Oh my god, no. No. Why? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? I didn't come for this.
But you're here now.
I object.
I'm too slow on the buttons. Makes the timing, the humorous timing off.
I feel like it adds to it.
Here we go. So, Exhibit A of my case. Are you? Do you understand Cyrillic? Can you read that?
No, I can't read that. 3Thunders, can you read that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to zoom it up a bit because it's. Yes.
Oh, we've got a little translate button. So the question is Bulgaria a fictional country?
Oh, listen. Why did you have to do this?
Is
Why
Bulgaria
did you
even
have to
real?
do this to me?
So
Like, first you're like, oh no, Wisteria is bringing politics and uncomfortable topics to my stream, and now you bring me on stream and show me some great Macedonian chauvinist here spouting some nonsense. like, what do you expect me how do you expect me to react to this?
you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing.
Like, I am holding it in. Let's put it like that.
Well, we do have some
Evidence.
Let's just say that we casually call Northern Macedonia Western Bulgaria around here. So
we're getting to Exhibit B of is Bulgaria a fictional country? I mean, look at this. This is in Bulgaria.
So that
Yeah,
is
yes,
a
yes.
footprint of some people that were in Bulgaria, and the one posing with it
Sure.
is an
Yes.
imposter, because its foot
Ah.
is really small. But you know what they say about big feet? Do you know?
What do they say about big feet? That
That
they're
it-
hairy.
No. That it's a sign to rejoice over. But this
Or-
guy has small feet compared to the good Bulgarians.
Well, is this a gnome foot?
Maybe.
Maybe this is a gnome foot and this is a regular size foot.
Maybe, yes. The Hobbit foot. No, the Hobbit had also big feet. I don't know.
True. So this is in the Pirene Mountains of
Pirin.
southwestern.
It's pronounced Pirin.
Pirin.
Yes, like Kirin, or the
Yeah, the
like
horse.
the Japanese
Unicorn.
celestial hosts. Yes,
Yeah.
dragon unicorns, like Kirin but Pirin.
Pirene Mountains.
So
Yes,
3Thunders.
They are very contested because they are on the border between Bulgaria and Macedonia. Half of them are in Bulgaria, half of it in Macedonia. Arguably, maybe the better half is in Bulgaria. That's why Macedonians want to sometimes claim that the whole period is Macedonian.
See,
You asked for it.
yeah, listen to this guy. This is what we normally get in chat, is all of this amazing information, and now we've got you
Yeah,
to
live.
deliver it in person.
So what I wanted to ask is this footprint, do you think it's on the Bulgarian side or the Macedonian side?
It's probably on the Macedonian side, according to Macedonians.
Oh. So it's contested area.
Yeah. wherever it is, it's on the Macedonia side, according to them. There's a joke going around about Macedonians claiming that they're the beginning of civilization. Like
Yeah.
whenever anything happened on the Balkans, it was first the Macedonians. Like
And they claim Greece too, right?
yes, they claim.
I
Greece as
feel
well.
like the issue between Macedonia and Bulgaria is the exact same, but in a parallel universe about Romania and Hungary. And I feel like ours is more valid than just Bulgaria doesn't exist. I don't know.
I'm not too schooled on the Romania-Hungary issue.
Oh,
I
we
know
have the same
that it exists,
quarrels.
but
Yeah.
the thing is that our issue is very recent. That's the thing. You see, that Macedonia as a country, as an entity, is a very recent thing at all. And according to some records, a lot of the creation of Macedonia was the ideological project that happened after the end of World War II.
Okay.
With the separation of the Balkans in different parts.
Yeah, the map
And
of the
now it
Balkans.
became part. It had to be cut from ideologically from Bulgaria in order to become a part of Yugoslavia. You know, the Serbian mass project.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
the Balkans are ever changing in its map.
because, for example, one of the famous the revolutionary activities that took place in this part of the Balkans, the revolutionaries that fought in Macedonia, VMRO, they thought of themselves as Bulgarians at the time. You find documents, letters, and so on. They were all fighting for the liberation of Bulgaria. That's not generally the whole issue, and Macedonians are denying that, and they're claiming that we are like about it, and they're claiming that the revolutionaries that fought were actually pure Macedonians, and technically, as a region of the Balkans, they are Macedonians, but they consider themselves as part of the Bulgarian nation. You know, that's what it comes to. Sorry for getting into that.
No worries. I just used the opportunity to
Just
type.
just to explain to you the gist of the whole situation.
The lore.
Yes, the law.
Well, I feel like our feud with Hungary is over this part of Romania, which is like a part of Transylvania, and it really starts from the Carpathian Mountains. So every time there are two countries that see a side of the mountain,
Yes.
they go crazy. Is it something about the mountains that we just want as people?
Well,
I
they're
don't know.
defensible.
Yeah.
Mountains are
Yeah, maybe.
very valuable for defense.
Yeah.
But I guess what you're saying is that my question of whether Bulgaria is a fictional country actually hits a little close to home. And maybe it was ill-advised.
I mean, listen, we've had two empires before in the past, and this is our third iteration. So far, maybe even fourth. So, oh, I see. Yes, this is
Have you seen the Have you seen the Hannah Montana pizza?
I personally haven't seen that pizza, but it's definitely something you can see in a.
I'm concerned about the second ingredient, though.
What was the second?
Oh no!
No. This is acidic. Don't worry, but this is dumb sauce. It's not cocked sauce. This is
Okay. It gets better.
C is in Bulgarian, and this is tomato sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you
Don't
pay
worry,
that
don't worry about
price?
So that's a good excuse you can use in
hell
Bulgaria.
no.
Okay,
No,
when you're
no.
looking for some cog.
No, when you've got a stain. No,
Oh.
it's just tomato sauce.
Oh, okay.
Come on now.
So,
mean,
would you
then again,
pay?
the inflation is a big thing. So maybe these days it would cost that much. But that's a small pizza, 300 gram. You know.
Yeah, like a little personal pizza.
Though, mind you, 8 level. This is €4. So €4 for a 300 for a small pizza. To you might seem cheap. It in general would be, but to us it's not cheap. It's not worth it for the ingredients of the pizza.
Well, I feel like it's a fancy enough pizza that you can take your girlfriend to a date and have the Hannah Montana pizza.
You can each have a Hannah Montana pizza.
You have very strange standards, Harvey.
She does, and that's how we work.
Yeah. Lucky man.
Unfortunately, we don't have a Hannah Montana pizza over here.
Yeah, we have to make our own.
Yeah.
I would have liked it more if it was like a like a Mr. Bean pizza.
Oh yeah, it actually looks more like Mr. Bean.
Yeah. It would have been fun.
I speculate that this is a Hannah Montana pizza because maybe it's in the town of Montana.
Maybe. I don't know. It would have been fun if it was like a guess the character. Because I wouldn't have guessed Hannah Montana in a million years.
Absolutely no.
With pepperoni hair?
Yeah. And
no, that's not
whatever
that's not
is for the lips.
That's called Lukanka.
Okay.
Yes,
What's
it's
that?
a very popular
sausage.
Very popular. No, it's a very dry kind of salami.
Oh, okay. And what? Enlighten
Like,
me.
I'll
What's
send
up
you.
with the lips? Is that a hibiscus flower? What is that?
That's a piece of tomato, obviously.
Oh, okay, obviously. So Bulgarian tomatoes do look different.
No, it's just cut in a very particular
Its shape
way.
and form.
Yes. Let me introduce you to what Lukanka is. Okay. Where's the chat? Here in the stream's chat.
Okay.
This is what Lukanka is. There are many versions of it. There can be a lot of different spices in it. There we go.
What did I do? I cut Wisteria in half.
No.
Oh, I see.
It is a very popular, often made at home kind of meat.
Do you make it at home, 3Thunders?
I don't, because I don't have stock. I don't have livestock.
But if you did, would you make your own Hannah Montana pizza?
I would not make Hannah Montana pizza, but I would make some sort of a different pizza. Like maybe I could make a Wist Grove pizza.
Oh,
I don't know.
Wisteria pizza.
Wisteria pizza, yeah. With fox ears.
Man.
So maybe you can help us myth bust
something.
The truth is that we do both.
You do both.
Yes.
So you can't tell.
We make sure to confuse everybody. now,
So-
some people that often we shake our heads to say yes and not. It depends on the context.
So this
is also depends on our mood as well.
This is kind of like when Wisteria asks me, "Would you like this or this?" and I say yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to say no and nod your head, you just have to. You also have to make a grimace on your face. You have to.
There's layers of body language to the nod.
Yes, it's a combination. It's not just shaking your head or nodding your head.
So if you are undecided, so it's like a so and so, you do up and down and left to right.
And
so
also shaking your head to the left to the. Yeah, that can be also shaking your head to the left and to the right might also be not sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in context. It's not
Will you join me, Wisteria? We're shaking our heads.
Yeah.
Trying to be Bulgarian.
We just seem like we need to shake off the water from our ears too.
Were you out in the rain or something?
Sorry?
Or in the bath?
What was that?
Why you have water in your ears?
Oh, cause moisture.
Capturing moisture.
We live in a sauna here.
Yeah.
All right.
So far we attacked your food, your geography, your history, and your mannerism. What else was more?
Oh, we've got more. We got more. Here we go.
Oh.
Sorry, that is loud.
Why do you... okay, another thing. You put a Bulgarian post and you add Bosnian music on the background. Like,
And that's
what
the
the
Italian
actual
flag or what?
fuck? Like...
Well, this is why we have you for myth busting.
Bulgarian fishermen are arrested for using artillery to catch fish. Police were called to a projectile hitting a church near Dobrich, with the likely source being the fisherman who missed the target in the river itself.
So is there
Oh.
artillery fishing? Is that
I mean,
common practice?
definitely not common practice, but it wouldn't surprise me if it happens. Let's put it like that.
So it is kind of like Florida.
I mean, yeah, let's put it like that.
Where it's not common
Someone,
practice.
listen, when you have a ballistic weapon, everything looks like a fish.
A target.
Yeah, a target. Yeah. Like,
So, just to give you a
we're
bit of
working with the
insight.
materials that we have.
And when you've got an alligator, everybody looks like a target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to give you a bit of insight, this content that we gathered is by typing into Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok with WTF Bulgaria.
I see. Yeah.
All right. We got our Bosnian music.
Yeah, that is from the song Artilleria, Bosnian turbo folk hit.
Have you been paying attention to all the drone news in US?
Not enough.
Because apparently you guys have your own drones to deal with.
Wow. Is that in Bulgaria?
Apparently, let's see. Let me go back to the...
That's an interesting...
Sofia Izgres.
Izgref. Izgref is one of the districts.
Okay.
It means sunrise. Yeah, I mean... who knows, all sort of different weird cloud formations here happen.
Are clouds just built differently there?
I have seen clouds like these, like the last ones, the long ones.
Oh, the last one you have seen?
Yeah, I have seen like these, yes.
Don't they look like chemical spills?
Chemical spills in the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're gonna say that they're turning the frogs gay.
Oh, I missed a link.
I will not make such a claim.
But it's fine.
Not on public television. But it look when I look at them, they look to be like like you're looking at the fox from under her chin, you know. Like you can see that here's the jaw.
I'm turning my head sideways to see it.
And this is essentially the fluffy underbelly of the jaw.
Alright, so we got some more strange occurrences.
The genius of our drivers.
This is titled Jujitsu Kaisen.
Is it
Jujitsu
loud?
Kaisen moment.
Is it loud?
Let me turn it down something. It's alarms going off.
Okay, let's see.
See the cloud rolling in?
As the fog, and is not even sped
Super
up.
fast.
The fogs are afraid a lot.
And
The
I think these people have abandoned the vehicles. That's why they're flashing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is why they abandoned the vehicles. Because this is apparently a gas leak.
Oh.
And it caused the fog to roll. Whoa.
Wow. And this is where they get inspired for anime scenes.
Yeah.
From Bulgaria.
I mean, I know that we had a couple of explosions throughout the last 10 years that were kind of at first were kind of unexplained, but there must be some context in the comments.
Yeah, actually, this is in Korea.
Oh, well, thank you.
But it was. I thought it was worth sharing.
You know, I knew it because that was different. I didn't know it's in Korea, but I know it's not in Bulgaria because the markings on the street were.
There are no potholes or what?
No. Wow. I won't even say that you're wrong, but no, the markings on the street are not the same. I was like, at first I was like, where do they have things like that?
Yeah, that's what you get for putting your trust in us.
3Thunders, I am free for a wrestling match after stream.
Wow. But yeah, that gas was very impressive.
Alright, got an easy one for you this time.
Oh, isn't this AI?
No, these are people in costumes.
I don't know. They look very AI to me. Just the movement of it.
Yeah, that's not as necessary, I guess.
They're too much the same, I think.
Okay.
I don't think they're Babukiri. We have Kukiri. They look similar, but they're much more. I don't know. Let me check something very quickly, and I will update you on them.
So it says Babugari can be seen at the Sarova folk feast that takes place in the Pernik region.
Babugiri is just another word for Kukiri.
Okay.
Now, if you want to see how usually they look, these are some very refined kind of Kukiri. These look way more Western than the real ones.
I see.
This is how they actually look most of the time.
All right, I'm gonna cut you in half for Steve.
In chat.
Oh, cool! With like the tall heads.
Yes, and the bells, the big brass bells, are very important. They are way more weird than some people with Baphomet-looking weirdos, you know.
So
where would one buy such a bell?
There are craftsmen that create these kind of articles. This is usually a bell that is made for a sheep or for a cow bell, literally.
Okay.
And people used to put them on their livestock. Let me see. If you want to show a video of what it actually is. On particular, these are from the city of CBP. A very particular holiday, I think, Zakupesni. They go through the city. This is in the winter, February, I think.
Okay.
usually happens.
So this would be like an end of winter celebration?
Yes, this is that winter celebration and banishing of the evil spirits. There are a lot of rituals that I done along with it,
Oh, he's got a cool sword.
like people dancing the traditional horror dance, and also what you can see actually, I think it's a mock wedding, where like a family is pretending to have a wedding, but they are cross dressing. The woman is dressed like a man and the man is dressed like a woman, uh, to 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 try to lie to the evil spirits.
Yeah,
And there is
confuse the
also a
spirits.
fake priest, as you can see. This in the white robe with the blonde long hair, that's supposed to be the bride,
Okay.
but it's actually a guy, as you can see.
So
Well-
people here in the US do rehearsal weddings, and in Bulgaria they do fake weddings.
Yeah, but this is just a ritual.
To confuse evil spirits. We don't do rehearsal weddings for the
Yeah,
spirits.
No, you don't do rehearsal weddings to confuse your guests. Or you rehearse something with them, and on the day of the wedding, you're like, psych, I'm not gonna do it like that. We're gonna enter from the left instead of the right. Everybody sits on the floor,
It sets off fireworks.
and we send off the wrong address.
Release the alligator.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Close the
this
door,
is a
release the
small
alligator.
version of the whole show.
Yeah, and the priest
In
is a
larger
cannibal.
cities, you can see like whole rounds of cookers like that, like an army of spirits going through the streets.
Well, speaking of evil spirits, is this a true statement? European mythology versus
Yes
American.
and no. Yes and no.
I think Eastern
I don't
European.
think it's. I mean, wait, which one is which? Just so very clear.
So this poster, the meme is that this is like Native American mythology with the Wendigo, and this is saying that European is the possum with the mage hat.
I mean, you've seen The Witcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we have plenty of scary shit.
I think
But the thing is that ours are not described into much of detail. Like we have in Bulgaria, we call them karakonjul, dark spirits. And they encapsulate a lot of things. They can be all sorts, whatever you can imagine, dark and unspeakable. Horns,
So,
teeth,
just to fact
claws,
check, if they can be
tentacles.
anything, can they be a possum with a hat?
I think
If you are
that,
very afraid of apostles with a hat, yes.
that is the big brain take on this, that Eastern European is both, because you've got the wizard that turns into the possum.
Wow.
Oh yeah. That possum might as well be a dragon.
Yes.
Just a second away from growing 5 times as big and burning the shit out of you.
I've seen the Soviet cartoons. I know what happens.
I've seen the Soviet cartoon. I'm not saying that the Native American bits are quite gruesome, the skinwalkers and everything else.
Yeah, cannibal skinwalkers, evil witch doctors.
There were stories about for example,
Houses with chicken legs.
I think Finnish werewolves or something like that. But they were the good werewolves, they weren't the bad werewolves. They were eating all the Russians.
But they finish them anyway.
Haha, but
Nobody's proud of my appearance in this stream.
we love you, Wisteria.
Yay!
Yeah, we've got Wisteria's humor and
3Thunders is
mischief
wisdom.
contained on this stream.
You know where I wasn't contained? In 3Thunders' chat when he was having his anniversary stream and you weren't there to hold me back, Wistmoor. I'm sorry, 3Thunders. You handled it like a champ.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, this is a controlled burn stream. So check out this guy. Alien appeared in Bulgarian forest.
No, that's not an alien. That's a native.
It's just a regular Bulgarian.
Yeah, just a regular Bulgarian. Out of the straw in the morning, you know.
Are you guys just built like robots?
No, that's just when you're afraid for your. Listen, some guy just has problem with the backend. He's using some sort of a nose bucket too.
So that could be you on a forest trip.
Essentially, yes.
I knew it.
Could be me, but it's not me.
More
I don't go out of home.
More fashion advice for next time we go to the woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bet you're running like wondering how much more I've got.
I am wondering.
It gets better.
It can only get better from here, trust me. There can be only so much downhill.
Oh. Yes, this is
us.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far away, in a place called Veliko Tarnova, the Force awakened in Bulgaria.
This is our Veliko for the as here is our second capital.
Okay.
The Force really awakened in her.
So we got broom versus broom. Yeah.
We just went recently into this vintage shop and we saw a good old Eastern European broom like that they have. I feel like that is the kind of sword that nobody speaks about. You don't know what epic battles were being held with that kind of broom.
Oh, yes. If you haven't been
the plastic polyester one is not it.
No way. I have been chased with a broom like this as a kid.
Yeah.
By my grandma.
You have to have a special sort of sight to see what the weapon really is. This might look like a broom, but it's a mythical weapon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus she's like 3 seconds away from hopping on it and flying away.
Yeah. Oh. Not with it.
So 3Thunders, do you want to practice some broom fighting with us? In a Wendy's parking lot?
Anytime.
There we go.
You see, what you don't know is that there is a special technique. You don't just hit the other person with the broom.
Yeah.
You swipe a bunch of dust in his face so he can't see, and then you beat the shit out of him.
Wow.
No, you
This is a special technique.
Yeah, we got a real master here.
Yeah, you put up the dust in the air to get in his eye, and then you hit his behind the knee so you can make him fall to the knees. And then you hit over the head.
Wisteria knows.
I know.
And you also know these people are probably very familiar to you as well.
You know, every single household anywhere in the world has one broom to sweep the floors with.
No, I bet
in
that
Eastern Europe,
these
you have
people
2 or
in
3.
particular are also quite common in your country as well.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I've seen 2 or 3 in Eastern European homes, and you know what your grandparents are getting up to when nobody's around.
I mean, there's still, I think that this kind of broom is still sold in some of the hardware stores. So
yeah. Do you want such a broom, Wistmoor?
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Oh, I didn't get that one where they were.
It would be cooler if you made it yourself, you know?
Where they were throwing yards.
Do you want it?
Boards in the backyard.
It's on Instagram. Do you want it?
No, that's okay. We tortured him enough.
We have a lot of videos where people beat each other up with brooms and planks of wood, and I feel like you wanted to see.
I see. Okay, yes. Yeah, what can I say? This is more of a how can I say it? Someone is using it more as a gimmick than anything else.
Yeah, yeah, they're having fun with it.
Yeah.
Not that
This
it's.
this seems like in some old town or something like that, you know.
And I think
Does it say where this is?
our version of this would be what do they call
In
it?
Bangso?
Bansko.
No,
Bansko.
Bansko.
Um, what is it like? Redneck
Redneck what?
technology or something.
Right.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
this car just got a second life. And who knows, maybe a third when they turn it into a chicken coop.
Probably. Very, very, very possibly. But yeah, Bansko is one of our biggest ski resorts here. It used to
Schizoids.
be ski resorts.
Oh, okay, ski
Oh.
resorts.
Yes, yes.
Schizo
I
It
resort.
thought
used it,
I thought
it
we were
used
getting
to be
something really good.
this small cozy village, and when it became very famous for its as a resort in the 90s, it suddenly became a concrete jungle full of three, 4, and 5 star hotels and Airbnbs and stuff like that. It's
So it
just so
lost its
expensive,
charm.
and it became very expensive. And I don't think I can afford to go there for a day at the moment.
Well,
Maybe
you
for a
know
day.
how in Asia they have those tuk-tuks that people take, like tourists take to
Yeah.
walk around. Well,
Mm.
if this is the ski resort version of a tuk-tuk, I'm in. I want a blonde horse to carry me around.
The house is pretty, I will admit. It looks cool.
Yep. They take him to the salon and bleach his hair.
So this
And polish its hooves.
concludes our 3Thunders torture.
You made it! Yay!
Amazing.
But you know what that means?
No, it means that I have a conclusion. So the first link, the second link, this was not from Bulgaria. Actually, this is from Macedonia. This is not real. This is even in Russian. So nothing was actually from Bulgaria. Is Bulgaria even real?
Wisteria. Are we doing this again? Are we doing this again?
There, I should have.
Anytime. For you, anytime.
There we go.
You know what? We want Northern Dobruja back.
No, he's attacking. 3Thunders is attacking
Invasion! Right here, right now.
And let me give context to Wistmoor. Wistmoor.
Go back over the river.
No, we have the east. Yeah, northeast part of our country is like in a feud with it. Should be Bulgaria's and not ours. But then we have a settlement there of fishermen and stuff, and we claim, and it's so
It's not
ancient.
northeast for us. It's south.
Yeah,
East for
for me.
Okay, that makes more sense because that would be more
we,
near
we,
Hungary.
we lost it over World War II.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So then the border with Ukraine, with Bulgaria, sorry. So it's a settlement of fishermen, and we claim that it's so ancient and so like precious to us when it probably it isn't. But I'm not gonna give you the moment today. It wasn't. You're not getting that.
So
we're not going over that here.
If you want Dobruja back, bring your broom and we can fight over it.
Okay, if that's gonna be enough for the United Nations to take our settlement, you know. Fine.
Whisper, we are instigating violence on your stream.
how about a performance?
Yeah.
A live performance from Wisteria.
Let's go.
Okay, get your brooms up and wave them like you're at a K-pop concert.
Let me switch over so you can share in the
hear.
music.
I will mute myself then.
Where is it? Just a moment to set up.
Me. I think I'm ready.
This is a Korean or K-pop Christmas song called Wistmas from Wisteria. Turn off our Ace Attorney at Law image. We've litigated Bulgaria fully.
Case closed. We need like those hammers to like tap tap.
And let's get a dance video on in the background.
This is quite a setup. I'm ready to sing. I'm ready to shine.
Okay, here we go.
Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the grove some mischief was bubbling right over the stove. The garlic was hung from trees with good care, in hopes that Wistmoor soon would be there. The potion fairy was all snug in her bed, while visions of Wistmoor bloomed in her head. Phelan and Grizz helped with gathering sap, then just settled down for a long winter's nap. When outside my tent there was such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what's the matter. Along the fern path I ran like a flash, to find on the ground a lost checkered sash. The moon in the sky made me look up and catch a sight that it's truly too hard to match. When what to my wondering eyes that I see but a miniature sleigh with 8 quails in a tree, with little old driver so lively and quick. Well, I knew in a moment it must be our Sprick, more rapid than pixies, their wings hard to tame. And he whistled and shouted and called them by name, on Hickory, on Chestnut, on Oyster and Sven, on Quippy, on Marvin, on Willow and Ben. To the top of the tree we'll be flying low. Now follow the path of white glowing snow. They were dashing through branches, their journey was rough. Thankfully all the quails were so fit and buff. And then in a twinkling I see next to my feet a hungry baby Cedric who wanted to eat. As I picked him up and went to explore down the path to see where is Wistmoor. We searched by the pond, we passed by the caves, and the light from a fire was dancing in waves. On huge slabs of stone he laid out some pelts. For Cedric he wove a basket of felts. He was wearing a coat with a gorgeous fur trim, which probably you'll get to see when we stream. He was wiping his hands of ashes and soot when our little baby dragon jumped on his foot. Quite a feast he prepared for us to eat, dried fruit, sweet jams, and even smoked meat. His eyes, how they twinkled, his smile oh so charming. He's cutting up fruits for Cedric who's starving. We were playing charades, Tetro landed with force. On his back was a cape made of moss. By the fire so festive we laughed and we cheered, but a crashing sound made us stop to say we erred. It was Sprick who found out through a crash that his sleigh was quite brittle. With that spiky orange hair he looked like Wistmoor but little. He climbed on my head and from there he said, I wanna surprise you, so I came prepared. For Grizz he brought a blankie to snuggle. For Phelan he brought some shinies to cuddle. For Wistmoor he brought his old leggings back. For me he captured a duck saying quack. For Tetro he found a leather-bound book. For Cedric he crafted a tusk in a hook. The quail squeaked and chattered, hey guys, did you miss us? Then we all took a breath and exclaimed, Merry Christmas.
And that's actually Wisteria has read that poem the last 2 years for Christmas, and we turned it
Yes,
into a
I
song.
wrote that poem about the grove.
Oh.
And now it got turned into a song in which
I
we're
thought you
gonna
would perform it, but
yeah, we're
it
gonna
didn't
break the
sound
K-pop
like you much.
charts. It's not my voice, 3Thunders. Thank you for noticing.
I expected you to sing, but a bit disappointed.
We did what we could. Oh, actually,
Well, still good.
Wistmoor, 3Thunders does karaoke on his stream, and then
Yes,
he
yes, I
had
know.
expectations of me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna humiliate myself on my own, you know.
Well, what can you do?
Oh, we are
Well,
working
next time.
on some music in the background,
Exactly.
and we will actually have some real singing eventually from us.
I'll be waiting.
In the shadows of Bulgaria.
In the shadows of Bulgaria. In proper Powerwolf style.
In the final brain cell.
What?
Nah, I think I'm just being thawed.
There was there some Werewolves for Media or something like that.
Yeah, Final Countdown, the 80s song. I forget who did it. Okay, are you guys ready to...
For some more sophisticated content?
Yeah, we'll get a bit more serious.
A bit more serial.
Exactly. And so we're gonna do a react to Are We Entering a New Romantic Era by Kate Alexandra on YouTube. And let's reshare.
Can I solve the question before we started? No.
Yeah, what you got?
No.
No?
No.
No, we're not.
Exactly. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Early 2023, the metaverse was quietly put to rest. It was meant to be a virtual reality hub where we all lived, worked, and socialized through clunky headsets, but it failed to catch on for some reason. The metaverse is one of the
We
many
all know
failed
what
tech
the reason
gambits of
was,
the
let's
past
be
few years.
honest.
What was the
It-
reason?
Because it sucked?
yes. It was a bad product.
Yeah.
And it was too exacting. It required people to trust a questionable company with too much information, and it required people to put some strange headsets and stuff like that, and to be always connected. And people don't like being always connected,
And it was very
even when it's
corporate too.
yes, exactly. And it looked like if infantile, but not in a fun way, you know.
Yeah, corporate infantile. Kind of
Yes,
like how they treat employees these days too.
exactly. So we know why it didn't catch up.
Years, Apple released their hyped mixed reality headset to very low sales. Web3 didn't change the world in the way it seemed it might in 2021. The big, exciting tech promises of the last decade aren't really coming to fruition. Even AI seems to be causing more uncertainty than excitement, threatening to wipe out huge sectors of the job market. After a little over 2 decades of what's often referred to as the Fourth Industrial Revolution, there seems to be an exhaustion and a lack of optimism about the future tech will provide for us. But we've been through this before. The original Industrial Revolution also saw mass job instability and a radical change in the way we live and communicate. And in
All right, so what it's saying is that the original romantic era came out of the Industrial Revolution. And we're gonna
Yes and no. It was tumultuous time because things like the revolutionary changes through technology has happened multiple times on different levels. Like the the printing press was one thing that happened before that.
yeah.
That was absolutely loved and reviled at its time. It was some people thought it was like the work of the devil. There were whole book printing shops that were sucked and burned to the ground, in order to destroy this.
Well, the
Like
printing
imagine,
press allowed
yes,
all kinds of ideas to spread to the wide
yes,
public faster.
exactly,
It's not like ideas wouldn't catch on even before that, but it took way, way longer.
absolutely, absolutely. It was dangerous thing. And to the religious as well, they thought that, you know, having the Bible be printed on the machine was a sacrilege. It had to be written by hand, to be copied by hand.
Yeah, and this
It
was
was,
a time where in the Catholic Church, Mass was still done in Latin.
Yeah.
oh yes, yes. Oh, by the way, another Bulgarian insert on my behalf. Uh, you know that Cyrillic is the uh, common commonly used in a lot of Eastern European nations,
Yeah.
as an alphabet. Yes, it was first created on behalf of Boris I, Boris the First, Bulgarian ruler, on his behalf because he wanted to have a language that he could uh, have his priest proselytize to his people. So he could have a translation of the Bible, because he had baptized the nation in order to become accepted by other countries throughout Europe and the Byzantine Empire, and thus become uh, not to be treated as a pagan, to be treated as another respectable empire on the continent. And thus he wanted to separate himself from the rule of the Byzantine Church by having Mass read in Bulgarian, not in Greek, and that's why he wanted our own alphabet. That's why Cyrillic was created
Okay.
and further shared with other nations, eventually getting to the Kievan Rus.
Yeah, which was sort of
So
allowed or facilitated by the Bible being written in vulgar languages, which would be
yes,
like the languages of their area.
yes, exactly.
In response to this turbulence rose a new artistic movement, the Romantics, who rejected the order and rationalism of their age and embraced creativity, spontaneity, and the power of the imagination. So, could we expect our own Romantic era?
So you've already said, no, it's not happening.
I am saying that because I'm not sure what they exactly mean by romantic era, because similar cultural movements have been happening throughout the last 100 years in different ways. For example, the hippie movement. Can we say the hippie movement was a romantic movement?
What was it?
The hippie
The
movement.
Oh,
hippie
no.
movement
Yeah.
of the 60s, and the 70s.
Yeah, it was
Then
a form.
again, the spiritual movements of the mid 2000s, the New Age movement.
Yeah.
Wasn't it also some sort of a romantic kind of movement? The self improvement movement, the people that were trying to disconnect themselves from technology, going on resorts, all sorts of
Yeah,
self actualizing
I think
trips.
spiritual versus material.
I think that's essentially where we go to. It's not exactly about the specifics of romanticism that matter. It's just the spiritual versus the material kind of thing. The escapism from the material world and
yeah,
the
and
grinding of the machine.
we'll have to see which form it takes, because you made some good points about the
My point
previous
is
forms it
generally
took.
that we are still very fresh off from the spiritual, new age spiritualism,
Yeah.
and it's still very fresh in our memory. It would take about maybe 5, 10 years, especially in our current time of of economic turmoil until we can fix our situation a bit and we have enough access to be able to afford to be romantic or spiritual again. That's my view.
I guess I should have started and asked, do you I don't know if you would call yourself a romantic, but do you have an appreciation for the romantic period?
I am a bit mixed on the romantic period because a lot of interesting things came out of it, and a lot of wonderful art came out of it. But a lot of the people that were spearheading the romanticism did have some ideas that did eventually lead to a lot of problems throughout Europe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as vague as possible, not to getting political.
Yeah, I get you.
And that's why, like, it gave a lot of, not bravery, but self-confidence to a lot of people that maybe shouldn't have been so self-confident. Let's put it like that. That's my view in general.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm a bit split.
you know,
It gave us wonderful art, but a lot of unstable views about the world. Yeah.
in the beginning of the video, it was talking about people having this optimism in them that would lead to a romantic era, but also it contrasts with how the romantic era is usually defined by people who reject this industrial materialistic changes, so they have a certain nostalgia about them that makes them embrace the romantic. I feel like being optimistic is a thing about the future, because you can be optimistic about what it is to come, while being nostalgic is really focusing on the past. So it's this back and forth of wanting the past to be transported in the future in a more tangible way that turns people towards a romantic era. So it's actually a need to bring a safe space mentally into your future years.
Yeah, and I think that's something we'll return to, the idea of the nostalgia and also the emergence of fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
The first industrial revolution began around 1760 and spread rapidly from continental Europe to the United States. It brought about widespread changes in manufacturing, with the rise of factories and advancement in transportation and energy. Like the rise of AI, the Industrial Revolution triggered mass job instability, with many labour-intense roles being mechanized. There was an organised backlash to this when workers known as Luddites smashed machines and burned down factories. When we think of Luddites, we tend to picture superstitious people smashing machines because they hate progress, but the Luddites were an organised labour movement, rioting against their displacement by textile machinery. Most of them were well-trained craftspeople and saw machines operated by unskilled workers as a threat to their own skilled labour.
So that brings in something else, is the craftsmanship that disappeared with the Industrial Revolution. And now,
yeah, that's
now with the introduction of AI, everything, the craftsmanship is being threatened again. It's like AI art, AI books.
Well,
AI
until
movies.
now, the craftsmanship of objects was threatened, and with AI, it's the craftsmanship of ideas. Of not tangible things, but things that required people's input, emotions.
I don't know. No, we keep telling ourselves that at the end of the day, nothing can outdo human creativity, but that's not exactly true. It's a questionable concept whether at the end, how can I put it more in a better way. Uh, we are quite convinced that we're very special people. Let's put it like that. That everything about us is extremely unique. But then again, uh, most of the time, the ideas that people come up with or the art they produce is actually just a function of the things that they've met in their lives. Uh, and the thing is that the uh, actually the originality of that we claim to ourselves is just the flaws of reproducing other people's work in a way, if you will.
Yeah.
That's part of
And
my thesis on originality.
even before AI is introduced as like a script writing crutch,
Yes,
everything was already derivative and corporate
there
and
was
sterilized.
formulas for doing things like doing a show, for example. There are rules to doing a show like a movie or a TV series or something like that. There's a formula how to do it, how to start it, what kind of styles to actors to put in it, how to start, how to plateau the plot, and how to finish it in the end. And uh, you can do it. We get to the point whether we have skill in doing it or we don't have skill in doing it.
Yeah.
And
And just because you're
that's why
doing it
I'm
doesn't mean you have
a
skill.
bit skeptical of people that claim that human ingenuity and originality. What we are good at is being adaptable, not that much about being original. Now you can select the things you like the most, and you refine them to a higher point than you previously have met them, or just to make a selection of the things you like and just gather them in a way that was previously unpopular or hasn't been seen, but you refine them good enough to be seen as original. Maybe, but that's why, in a way, I don't think that AI is so much different. Than it's just a machine algorithm that does it very well in a very refined way.
Let me see if I'm piecing together what you're throwing out. So it's systems that really decide whether something can be creative or original, whether AI is being used or not. If these systems are in place, it doesn't even matter, because they are preventing the original and creative works to come out anyway.
I'm just my point is that we are working with the tools of information that we already possess.
Okay.
Our previous knowledge is the ground that we built everything out of. And in the same way it works a learning algorithm, like an AI. I'm saying this from the point of view that I've studied cognitive science back in Masters in university,
Okay.
and that's my point of view. That's where I come from, and we've studied all these learning models, things like that, and that's why I have this this more machine learning perspective about things. At the end of the day, the human brain is a very complex flash computer,
Yeah.
very Descartesian, kind of a perspective, but
And while we're still kind of close to the Luddite topic, um, with anime, like there's a desire to see hand-drawn anime again,
Yeah.
and we're even coming out of the like 3D generated anime. Everybody's kind of like, this is crap.
ooh,
We don't want to see this
yeah,
anymore.
I remember Berserk. It was terrible. the 3 circle.
Yeah. And so I think there is a yearning for more of a human touch to our art forms, but how strong is that yearning? I don't know. Maybe it's growing.
I mean, yeah, but imagine if you teach an AI to do it.
Yeah,
No, it's not impossible. That's my point.
right.
Uh, a learning algorithm can learn to draw like a human being.
True.
You just have to give it proper parameters, and enough material for it to learn on. And with enough iterations, it will just perfect it.
Yeah, so what if AI actually introduced the new romantic era?
Hmm?
Because
Oh,
more people have access to it, can break through with their originality and creativity, and make something that looks very bespoke.
Mm-hmm.
oh.
Well, I have a question about AI. You know how you can give AI prompts to create something extremely organic and unpredictable? Do you think without any sort of human intervention that created a masterful country, do you think that AI could have come up with Bulgaria on its own?
Okay, we're going there. I don't know. Maybe if you give it the right prompts, you see that the whole Balkans are Bulgarian. So yeah, the right prompt is Trimoreta.
It was a
Yeah.
mindset, a way of feeling, celebrating everything which their sterile, industrialized age undervalued: the power and spontaneity of the imagination, the beauty of nature, and the intensity.
Yeah, okay, so sterile, industrialized. I think what AI is based off of is a lot of this stuff that has been in our culture for 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years. And it will reproduce what we've given it, which is very sterile and rote. So, yeah, it could just get back to whatever we actually use AI for is what could make the difference and what we feed
Yeah.
it.
Of human feeling. The Romantic movement arose in fiction, poetry, music, and artwork. William Wordsworth wrote a series of poems celebrating the natural beauty and wonder of his beloved Lake District, bringing tourists flocking to the area to enjoy the natural world themselves.
So, yeah, there is like a renewal of appreciation for nature too,
Mm-hmm.
not inherent
Yes,
with the romanticism.
I remember way back in the day, I used to watch a series on YouTube called The School of Life, and a lot of them were kind of a pretty shallow yet educational view of culture and philosophy, like very uh, uh, digestible. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
The shallow is not a nice. I'm not trying to denigrate it.
Surface level. Gotcha.
Surface level, yes, but it was digestible, and for someone that doesn't have the time to spend the months and years studying philosophy and culture, it was nice to spend a couple of minutes to get a quick idea, and it had some interesting videos on romanticism there about like what romanticism gave and took away from people and all that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe hope wasn't such a good gift after all, and things like that. It made people way too hopeful and way too vulnerable to
Yeah,
what the world might bring to them.
even the Enlightenment itself really wasn't
Yeah.
all good.
Oh no.
Like you would think that bringing rationality and logic into the world would, we're told that that's, amazing,
Yeah.
and we've built whole structures of society around it, but there are lots of things that were lost as well. Important things that were lost.
It kind of seems that every time that there's a big, the problem with big cultural shifts, like romanticism and enlightenment and industrial revolutions and things like that. The thing is that it seems that every time it happens, a significant part of humanity is not ready for it and
Yeah.
gets left behind. That's the big problem with such shifts. Like a lot of people just get left behind and can't really uh, cope up with the times, if that's the proper word.
Yeah, and that may not necessarily be a bad thing. They just get to do their own thing.
Yeah. The point is that that creates a lot of conflict, and that conflict often is very, very. It can be very bloody. Let's put it like that.
True. Okay.
While the Enlightenment viewed nature as a rational force, the Romantics believed there was nothing clockwork or mechanical about nature, but that it was a profound spiritual force which had to be protected from encroaching cities and railways. The term Romantic refers, in part, to the Romance languages of the Middle Ages, which the Romantics upheld over Latin. Many were interested in reclaiming local culture which had been swamped by the internationalism of the Enlightenment. Gothic novels and poetry were massively popular, with audiences hankering for stories about the Middle Ages with knights, abbeys, and ghosts.
Well, that was one of the nicest thing that came out of this era was the Gothic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
The vampires, the Frankensteins, the werewolves.
Yes.
The leprechauns.
I would say that even maybe the Lord of the Rings is a carryover
Okay.
from the ideas of romanticism.
Yeah.
Though a lot of these ideas were carried over from previous times, but they were given a lot more liberation and acceptance during the romanticism. Yes, that's what I said. Like I'm always reminded of Don Quixote,
Okay.
de la Mancha.
Yeah.
And what does the whole story revolve around? An old noble that was reading a lot of knight adventurous novels. He was inspired by the knighthood novels of heroes, champions fighting with giants and dragons and saving damsels in distress. And
And his
in
donkey.
his old age, decided to become one like that.
Yeah, trying to escape the monotonous life that he has to live.
Yeah, and that was essentially he was like a 60 or 70-year-old otaku, reading the equivalent of manga for its day. And people like that were kind of looked as unserious people. So
I like that.
that's why I'm saying that this kind of art just received more acceptance with this new movement.
wrote her celebrated novel The Mysteries of Udolpho in 1794, cementing the Gothic novel as a formidable literary force. The Romantics' turn away from rationalism saw a growing popularity in spiritualism and magic, and a suspicion of science as a purely benevolent force. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein reinvented the myth of Prometheus as a riposte to those who believed science could only be a force for good.
Yeah, and that's actually one thing, like all my videos on the Wistmoor channel, where I'm talking about folklore, but it's from a supernatural perspective.
Oh yeah,
it brings in the
I mean, this is also the time of the what was it? Order of the Golden Dawn, and Alistair Crowley.
Oh, okay.
He's also from that period. So
true.
She mentioned magic and occultism. Don't forget.
Yeah.
So there we have that as well.
Yeah. So like my approach is more kind of like there are interdimensional spirits out there that mankind has encountered and still encounters, and looking at folklore through that lens rather than what's proscribed in the academic fields these days, where it's entirely scientific and ethnographic, and they bypass all of the talk of spirits.
Mm.
Like it's all about vocabulary, etymology.
And nothing else.
Yeah. Like it doesn't have, it loses all of the heart.
Well, I mean, as a psychologist, I kind of look at it more like the collective unconscious kind of
Okay.
feels, uh, the collective human memory and all these myths, just remnants of our past, of our instincts and ideas that were soaked in the darkness of the forest that was so such a scary place to our ancestors. But,
Right. So it's something more of dealing stuff with in the mind rather than to you being actual encounters of.
yes and no. So you see, the thing is that it doesn't matter if it's real or not, because if you perceive it as real, it is real to you enough to trouble your life or to make it better. Believing that there are, if you do this and that, good things will come to you. Also, that just
Yeah,
to
and
clear.
where things become interesting is where you have mass encounters and like is it mass psychosis or is it something else?
Um, I would say mass psychosis, but I'm not sure to what. Just sometimes it's just people sharing an idea. One person comes with the most boldest interpretation of the idea, and the others just carry along with it.
Right, so
Kind of
it's
like that.
a meme that sort of becomes real through people believing in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a fan of the narrativism kind of perspective.
I wanted to ask you,
But,
have you encountered any sort of mass hysteria case recently?
uh, on uh, I mean,
Anywhere?
on Twitter every day, like
In one
so,
casual scroll, about 5.
yeah, just doom scrolling.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see.
every day there is something, some sort of
Yeah. Good,
those jokes that Twitter brought back hysteria nervosa.
good call.
And in doing so, effectively invented the genre of science fiction. In music, Beethoven's radical symphonies were inventing a new emotional vocabulary for Western music. The germination of all later Romanticist piano styles were taking root. One of the martyrs of Romanticism was Thomas Chatterton, a 17-year-old poet who died in his small London garret in 1770. Chatterton was a precocious poet, but couldn't make a living from his skill, and poverty and despair drove him to drink arsenic. In the wake of his death, Chatterton was essentially martyred by the Romantics, who saw him as a pure, tortured soul too good to survive
Would he be a Twitter poster today?
in a cruel and unfeeling world. Chatterton's death foreshadows that of some of the other Romantic poets, who died young and
So
had their
his modern version would be drinking arsenic or something more at hand. I don't know, bleach, because nobody likes your Twitter posts.
Okay.
Or because no, he died because of poverty weighing on him and not being able to make a living from a thing that he loved. So he's a modern version of those YouTube commentary channels that can't get monetized right now.
Yeah. He's us.
tragic deaths.
Yeah, I'm not trying to include you in there. It's
I am.
Wisteria and I relegated to obscurity with our strange ideas.
Become part of their personal myth. The Romantic movement didn't last that long. It's generally dated to roughly the 1780s to the 1832 Reform Act in Britain, which makes it...
All right, so this is one thing I want to take issue with. She's saying that it ended in 1832, but at the same time, this is when George MacDonald came out with fantasies, and this was like the rebirth of fairy stories. And this is where we get the whole Victorian era of what fairies look like is from George MacDonald. And this exploded in European consciousness, and there's so many fairy paintings. Sort of.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to put such. Oh, it ended this year. It lingered for a bit more,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I think it went deep into
No
the
movement
Victorian
just
era.
stops. You know.
Yeah.
And no good and such prominent movement stops in a year ending in 2. That's weird. 32, really?
Oh,
Like,
well,
as I
Abruptly
told you,
stopped.
a lot of our revolutionaries were inspired by the ideas of Romanticism. That's why most of them were known as, the famous ones at least, were known as poets.
Okay.
And we have quite a lot of poetry from the time of the revolution. Like Christo Motev, Benkovsky, and so on. That is the liberation of the Bulgarian people from Ottoman rule
Oh, okay.
in 1878.
Yeah, that's all new information to me.
We
Yeah,
need to
that's-
make a stream about the Holy Roman Empire and the Ottoman Empire and have 3Thunders on.
Oh.
As far as concerned. Well, you
Well,
guys don't think
essentially,
about the Roman Empire,
We spent 500 years on the rule of the Ottoman Empire.
so there's plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wisteria's enlisting you without your consent.
Yes.
We'll see about it.
pretty short-lived given its lasting impact on history. I'm aware I've talked on this channel before about being skeptical of historic parallels. I think it is possible to read too much into historic correspondences, or to have confirmation bias make things seem more linked than they really are. So that is all worth
That's
bearing
fair.
in mind as we discuss this. This comparison isn't to say that we're suddenly going to see the next Frankenstein published, only that our current social conditions seem primed for an interesting artistic movement. The concerns of the Romantics are similar to concerns we have today, a lack of excitement about technology and fears of an inhuman future, all while technology changed the way they and we access media.
So you were agreeing with some of that stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Plenty of people have begun to pick up on the correspondences between the Romantic period and today. In The Guardian, Ross Barkin wrote, "The modern creative class, barraged by 2 decades of digital technology that has radically cheapened music, television and cinema, is ready for combat, as a successful writers and actors strike demonstrated earlier this year. Romanticism won't hold still. It promises, at the minimum, a wild and unsteady flame. What it burns is still anyone's guess." Barkin is very pessimistic.
And I think that kind of goes back to your point about the different romantic movements and what they've burned from society and culture.
True. But then again, nobody gives a fuck about the strike of the writers. So,
I have a good question.
Really,
If there's anything that we can burn, what would it be?
there are plenty of things to burn.
From the entertainment industry. Let's burn some bridges. Come on, people.
Well, I definitely think we need all new writers.
Okay, so we
'Cause-
burn all the
Yeah,
writers.
for sure.
Yeah.
Not all the writers, a good amount of them, so the others are kept in fear.
In
They
Minecraft.
might be next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Burning in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Mystic about our current media landscape. I think he's maybe generalizing for effect by saying that everything has been cheapened by technology, but when we look at, say, the cinema, I think he has a point. It feels like we're in the waning years of IP oversaturation.
Come on, that Wolverine is a masterpiece. Let's be honest. From all of Marvel so far, this is the most self-aware
It
movie
is.
ever.
It is interesting she chose this one like over Captain Marvel or one of
I
the.
mean,
She-Hulk.
she was quoting The Guardian, so
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
What was the worst Marvel movie?
Oh, I don't know because I haven't watched a lot of the worst ones. Like the last one I watched, apart from Deadpool and Wolverine, was Doctor Strange, the second one.
Yeah, I thought that one was decent.
I have watched none of the others. I haven't watched the Eternals. I haven't watched the Captain Marvel 1 and 2. What was it? The Marvels? What was it? I haven't watched the Venom movies. I haven't watched Morbius.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good one
most
to
of
dredge up.
the famous shit movies I haven't watched.
Yeah, I haven't seen Morbius either. It's Morbin time.
Mortal.
Mormon time?
Morbin.
Yes, it's Mormon time.
Mormon vampire.
It's Joseph Smith time.
Okay,
Joseph
so
Smith is a vampire.
I'm about to burn the friendship with 3
No,
Thunders.
Joseph Smith vampire.
The worst Marvel movie, in my opinion, is Deadpool 3.
This is the movie we have here.
Yeah.
I think she's just trying to pick a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see her picking up her broom.
I've been
You can't get
gathering
me
my
through it.
pile of dust. I'm waiting.
He just wants violence.
The biggest films of the year have largely been sequels or remakes. These films are still bringing in lots of money,
Yeah, that's a problem.
mostly, but they do stand in contrast to some of the mid-budget or independent films which have been picking up online buzz in the past few years. I'm thinking of Saltburn or Challenges.
Yeah.
Honestly, what was the last original like fantasy or sci-fi franchise that you have seen you liked?
Well, I think John Wick was pretty cool, and it was original. It started its own franchise,
Okay, fair. I
Um,
mean,
and that was like from the.
I must admit that it's not
mid-2000s.
my cup of tea, but it has a lot of audience, so okay, I'll take that.
Do you have any?
No, I'm clean on this.
Yeah, and there's always this stuff coming out of Japan. Like they've got pretty much nothing but original content. I'm sure they have their seasons, but they don't have anything close to our.
They're not remaking anything. If it was great, they leave it be.
Yeah.
And they're not letting it die because there's a really active fandom. But I don't know what's up with us having even a minor success compared to a huge anime and rebooting it into oblivion.
I don't know. Like, how many Snow Whites do we need, really?
Yeah. We had a version of Snow White where instead of dwarves, she had pigs. I guess you didn't see that one.
No.
No, it's not worth seeing.
Yeah, and they're.
Wait, was that the one with Kristen Stewart?
No, it was animated.
Oh, okay.
And they
I'm
had
glad I missed that.
Disney did Moana live action,
Yeah.
where it's not even 10 years old, the original.
Yeah. And they did Moana too.
Wow. Diamond D.
Especially the live action.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the live action movies though. Why do you need to do that? Like, it's like taking the magic out of the whole thing.
And thank you for the follow, Diamond D1. Aww. I actually love this game, and I wish we could play together. Add me on Discord. Aw,
Did you hear, 3Thunders?
Diamond D,
You have a friend.
you have disappointed all of us.
You know what happens now? We reverse spin the fairy circle and send him into oblivion.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Sadly.
This is what I was waiting for.
A reason to swing a broom.
Yeah. Boats everywhere, man.
But yeah, that's why Japanese media has become so popular, is because it's an escape from Western media that people are just
True,
really
true.
tired of.
And Korean media as well.
Yes, K-dramas.
They had that show, what is it called, with the they had these sugar circles that you had to pick with a toothpick. Come on, guys. Squid
Oh,
Games.
the
Yes.
Squid Game, yeah.
I've never seen anything like it, and apparently people over the world seem to enjoy some sort of entertainment.
I mean, it was a bit like more, how can I say, more down to earth, less fantasy, more dystopian kind of Hunger Games in a way. I didn't think it was all that original, but the message it sent was very, very cutting in people's sight. I think, how can I say, like
Well, at
in
its
people's
time,
brains.
where the cinema and Netflix were putting out trash after trash, that was
Yeah,
something.
yeah, certainly it was. It left a trail.
Yeah, and I think these movies in the West are bringing in like millions and millions in revenue, but I'm not sure like all of these reboots are actually bringing in profits.
They're not.
And you actually get profits from these smaller productions where they aren't made with much money, they're small budgets, but when they catch fire, that's where the huge profits come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I One of the big problems for me is that Hollywood has been treating us like a captured audience for the longest time. Like, like just we'll keep pushing out stuff, and you just take it, and you just watch everything we can
Yeah, consume
give
and
you.
shut up.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear if you don't
You
like it.
owe us your review and your money. Like, what the hell?
The most empowering thing that you can do to counteract that about Hollywood feeding us trash only is what I do with everything that doesn't interest me, is fall asleep in the first 5 minutes of That's my
Why would I
rebellion.
even go that far?
I'm not
Well-
falling asleep in cinemas, 3Thunders.
No. Why would I go to the cinema in the first place, or why would I
Give them money.
bother watching it on the whatever
Well, no, because
streaming service?
we watch it at home because Wistmoor pirates it.
Hey,
Oh.
hey.
That's the funny thing. Lately, some of the industry critics and stuff are using even the pirating that data on the movie to try to to shield it, to show its popularity if it has been
Oh, right.
pirated once.
Yeah,
That's like another point of their
free marketing.
statistics. Yeah. So if I see from the trailers and so on that I'm not gonna like something, I just don't watch it.
Yeah, so actually, even if people are pirating it, they do actually have statistics that they hire these marketing companies for, and that's why when something blows up on Twitter, even if it's saying that this is awful, as long as it's not being ignored, as long as it's getting attention, this sort of conversations, all of these conversation points go into their statistics and say, yeah,
Yeah.
this is really a cultural force, and they bring it back to the studio and they say, hey, look, this is good, even if they're burning their seed cord and nobody wants to see their stuff ever again.
Yeah.
I am
The
done with.
time of all marketing is good marketing is not the best. It is not here anymore, I think.
Agreed.
Oh no, I'm done with them milking my presence for numbers. What we can do is convince a neighbor to download the movie, and we can watch the movie peeking through his window. So
Yes.
we are
With the
not
binoculars.
contributing, to the numbers.
Exactly. Good point, Wisteria.
Both of which outperformed expectations thanks to creative marketing tactics without relying on existing IP.
There we go.
Interestingly,
Creative marketing tactics. Rage bait.
one place where there seems to be a strong link to romanticism is in fashion. It's worth pointing out that there's already been a new romantic movement. It was an underground subculture in the late 70s and 80s, beginning in the London nightclub scene.
Hey,
The new romantics were
they
inspired
were also goths.
by the glam rock era and, of course, the early romantic period, and were known for their flamboyant, eclectic fashion. Publications like Vogue and Dazed have started picking up on correspondences.
I think we have some flamboyant fashion.
We as you VTubers, or
Yeah.
we as people?
Well,
Both.
I guess both.
Holy shit, you want to say VTuber as the new romantic wave?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and I'm glad you brought it up. I didn't even have to. With
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, if you say that, because I don't know. From one perspective, the interesting VTubers are just like a crisis of culture, very very severe crisis of culture.
yeah,
Uh,
and
and I'm
still,
not saying that as a way to denigrate VTubers, not in the least, but it definitely shows that people just need something else
and I
in a
think
different way.
it's people reacting to authenticity, even if it's just like a sliver
Yeah,
of authenticity that they can't get from watching
exactly.
media. They actually get to interact with something, and there's this human thing, even if we're not showing our faces, it's still meant as
Yeah,
entertainment.
you know it's supposed to be fake. You know what you
Yeah,
see. It's made to appeal to you. Uh, and
it is a type of fantasy.
yeah, it is type of fantasy. That VTuber culture is a huge topic that I don't think we can
And
begin to discuss now.
I think another thing that kind of ties in though about VTubers is the technology that's driving it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's
Where
very hand-in-hand.
yeah,
It,
so this stuff wasn't available before, and this is exploding because the technology is being experimented with, and people are doing like crazy things with live 2D, and I think people are just having a lot of fun with a new sort of media format.
I mean, on the other hand, isn't uh, like uh, uh, like a basketball is that like a VTuber club? If you know what I'm trying to say.
I didn't quite catch it with the basketball.
A basketball, you know, like they used to have
Oh, a
in
mask
the
ball. I got you. That makes
yeah
way more
yeah
sense.
yeah.
You could feel
Like
my blank stare.
all of the people are wearing their fancy masks
Yeah, and
and dominoes and stuff, and
it is kind of goes back to the fashion part too, where it's maximalist, not minimalist,
yes.
and just having fun with it.
Mhm.
And original.
Yeah.
creativity. But yeah, it wouldn't work without the tech behind it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And even aside from the tech behind it, it is the VTuber culture is inspired by other technology from games like mobile games, where the whole aesthetic comes from, and anime, of course.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fair.
But I do think it's cool you brought up VTubers as a potentially part of a romantic movement.
Are we romantic VTubers?
In more ways than one.
Ha!
I'm a very prosaic YouTuber.
Prosaic?
Yes.
Did you say just because of the tech?
No, because I don't put all that much effort into it.
Oh, okay.
I'm lazy.
You can be a minimalist.
Sure, I could be. Yeah. Like, I really wanted to have a, when I started to have a persona to be have some sort of a shtick to myself. But
Oh, you
I'm
are quite the character, you know.
just too easily. First of all, I'm lazy. Second, I'm easily distracted and
Those
come
are
out of.
two good qualities for any hero.
I come out of character very easily, so I just can't maintain it.
Yeah.
So I'm way too authentic on stream.
And that's good. I think people know what they're getting and they stick around for it.
Am I the one who can bring you out of character the most? Huh?
I mean, if I'm not in character, what can you bring me? How can you bring me out of it?
No,
Like,
at least I can bring you out of your
if a
patience
bear
corner.
shits in the woods,
What are we talking about? I know a Romanian joke that starts like this, but it doesn't end well.
like the tree in the forest and the bear in the woods, If if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one to hear it, does it make a sound when it falls?
And
And
if
if
a
a bear
bear shits
shits
in
in
the
the forest,
forest, nobody wants to hear it, or people are interested.
Does it stink?
yeah,
Ah.
for example, yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna.
Can I say my Romanian joke now? Everybody's wondering.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
give it
just.
to us.
Well, if a bear shits in the forest, nobody notices until they look at the forest bunnies, and they always have like this brown stain on their back because the bear wipes himself with it. And this
Oh,
is why the
We had
forest bunnies are colored very weird and they look dirty.
wow.
yeah, we had a similar joke, but it's a bit longer about the forest outhouse.
Now
And
I have a burning question. This stream was because Wistmoor invited you, but I want to make a very personal invite on a future stream that I'm orchestrating every year. I need you at our Eurovision stream.
no, I don't care. I'll have you on the side monitor and I will spout nonsense in the chat, but I'm not gonna be invited to the stream.
So 3Thunders doesn't want to be a milkmaid for Eurovision.
Yeah, no,
I tried.
We should
it's
get
right.
some milkmaid outfits for
Oh yeah,
Eurovision
hell yeah.
time.
And some titty assets, like the the cow ones.
Some udders.
Yeah.
But we had also invited you on to share some folklore about
Uh-huh.
You did, yes.
Auntie Fox and Uncle Wolf.
Yeah. I did make some extra research on it because I had mostly it was memories from my childhood,
Okay.
and from my
And
school
T-Fox.
years. So what I found is that there are colloquialisms in Bulgarian when referring to some of the forest animals in our fairy tales and fables, by calling them with specific familial names, like uh, it's not exactly antifox, but it's a word. That's like it's okay. I'll begin here. First off, Bulgarian is a gender language. That means that every subject has a gender.
Okay.
The basic word. For example, fox is inherently female. The same is for cat. Fox is lisica, cat is kotka, and both of them ending in a are usually if you word ends a subjective ends in a, it's usually a female gendered word.
Right.
And on the other hand, wolf is male, volk.
Oh.
Yes. And that's some of the logic behind why the fox will be auntie and the wolf will be uncle. But then again, it's not really auntie or uncle. It's a cum true virtue is like a best man wolf or godfather wolf.
Okay.
It like it's a mixed.
Was it supposed
word.
to
It used to be
convey?
the person that is the best man on the wedding used to
Oh,
be the same
okay.
that later baptized the child.
I see. Okay. So there was
Yes,
supposed to be some sort of familiarity with the
yes,
creature.
exactly. That's why I call it uncle, but that was just the closest to it, general word I could use for it.
Gotcha.
So and Kuba Lisa is the female version of the best woman. That's also the baptizer.
Bridesmaid.
No. Because you have a lot of bridesmaids, but you have only one best woman, right?
The prettiest one.
No, in Bulgaria we have. In Bulgaria, particularly, we have bridesmaids, but we have a separate one that is the one that takes care of the.
Yeah, we have the same in Romania too. I'm trying to
Okay.
pick at you.
Trying to make your life more difficult.
I'm leaving.
Oh no! We haven't even gotten the story.
So yeah, the fox is called Kuba Lisa, which is the godmother Lisa, for example, Lisica, and godmother fox. I'm sorry. Switching back and forth is a bit confusing.
Okay.
And but we have others similar like this. For example, for the rabbit, we have Zayo Bio, which is like Bio is like brother, but so Bio is a very is a familial kind of a way of calling someone that is close to you. He's older than you. He's younger than your father, but like the age of an older brother. He can be related to you, but not necessarily. For example, they can be just a close older friend.
Gotcha.
It's a person of a respected person of a bit of the elderly status than you.
Okay.
Okay, they could be even only an year older than you, but they can still be Batco or Bio, and so he is like this. The rabbit is usually called Bio.
Do you have one for hamster too?
We don't have hamsters in our
The
fairy
mouse,
tales.
like mouse.
For the mouse, we have a bit of more infantile one, which is like we call, for example, that's especially in the kids' tales, like Mistrz Gryzanka, which would be like a nibbler mouse.
Mm-hmm.
The nibbles, that would be what we call it, because it's
Mr.
mostly for
Nibbles.
small children. Yeah, mice are mostly small children's fairy tales. That's why it's more infantile, like that. But yeah, and also the other known famous animal with such a familiarity called is the bear. But bear is also female in Bulgaria as a noun. So it's grandma bear,
Okay.
and it's also a bit ambivalent because the bear is either seen as a very scary kind of creature, or someone to run away from and to
Rightfully
Right.
to
so.
hide from,
The mama bear is
but
the most
also a very,
dangerous.
a very nurturing and loving kind of a parent, that she'll do everything in her power to fight away anyone that will threaten her cubs.
And now, is the wolf and the fox in love with each other?
No. This was just the preamble to the whole story. So after I got into searching why they were called like that and where did this call come from, it turned out that it was actually a more recent thing. It was from the beginning of the 20th century. As I mentioned, there was a movement of after our liberation, people, writers and cultural leaders were trying to collect the folk knowledge, all the fairy tales and stuff, and to put them into books and to put them into collections of folk tales and folk knowledge.
My ears perked up.
And some of these people found it to be fun and endearing to children, to more of a way to engage them if they put animal names in such colloquialisms, like turning them into like members of your family in a way, to have to make them more personable, more to humanize these creatures. And on that, on the other hand, too, because most of actually, not most, but pretty much every animal story in our fairy tales, fables, is essentially a moral story. It carries some sort of a uh, moral lesson to it.
Right.
And in a way, when you put them in such a more of a familiar way, it's like that lesson is easier to associate on a human level as well.
And also, when you put a moral framework on it, it gives it a reason to be continued and passed on.
Yes, exactly. And that's part of the thing. It was some claim that it might have been influenced by Russian storytelling. I don't know if that's the case. It may or may not have anything to do with it. So the thing is that each of these characters have their own particular set of stuff. They are very complete characters in their essence. For example, the fox is like the femme fatale that is also willing to swindle someone, to steal whatever they have, to lie to them, to sweeten them up, and then they rob them to their briefs. Absolute balance to society.
I can see the guilt in
Absolute
Wisteria's
delinquent,
face.
but still very very successful in most things she does. Though from time to time there are some stories in which the fox gets her uppers, comeuppance, you
I guess this is payback for what we did to you at the beginning of the stream.
know. On the other hand, is the wolf. Now, he is usually the one that suffers the most because he is often he's a bit more gullible, but he suffers a lot. He's often beaten for things that he might not even have done in the first place. You know, although he's usually someone that would go into a farm field and threaten the villagers to provide him with food unless they want to become the food.
And then
Well,
an
things like that.
anime girl with a spear comes to impale him, like the beast of Govardhan.
Yeah, I was
Peter
gonna
Gordon, yes.
be careful of anime girls.
And that's why, and in some fairy tales, there's a relationship between the fox and the wolf, in which pretty much they go through different problems, different escapades, where the fox has some great idea, and the wolf is like, "Are you sure about it? Okay, let's do it." So,
Isn't that
and
the premise of our stream in general?
Yeah.
so yeah, it usually does that very well for let's say.
The premise of this stream was, you know who I haven't been picking on in a while? 3Thunders. And there we have you.
There's a very famous fairy tale exemplifying it. It's called Bolens Drafnosti, which translates to the sick carries the healthy. It's about precisely about the fox getting the wolf in all sorts of trouble and just letting him take all the slack, you know, all the punishment for her misdoings. Like it's a series of misadventures. The second, I think, was like after the fox robs the house of the mushroom keeper from all the mushrooms she could get before being roasted. She encounters the wolf, who is very hungry, and he goes to her house and he says, she says to him, "Oh, but just don't look up, because you might have some dust fall into your eyes and you will become blind." And eventually, he doesn't able to resist and just turns up and sees all the hanging fishes that she has stolen. And he asks, "Oh, where did you get those fishes?" "Well, I got them on the forest." "Go there and
Forest
just
fish.
don't worry. I'll tell the fisherman to come and help you. You just hang there and try to get the fish with your large tail." And he's like, "Okay, sure." And then she goes outside to inside to whistle blow to the to the fisherman, who goes out with a big stick and starts beating the wolf. While she goes inside and starts stealing more fish, and even puts some of the stew of the fisherman on her head. And when eventually, meanwhile, the wolf's tail is frozen on the river from all the waiting in the winter cold. and he barely manages to escape by not exactly cutting, but tearing off his frozen tail from the ice.
Oh.
And
Don't grow those back.
eventually, the wolf meets the fox, and he looks at her, and she's like, oh no, I feel so bad. Oh no. And the wolf covered all in pain, in black marks and blue marks and so on. And oh, what happened to you, Auntie Fox? Oh, Uncle Wolf, uh, the fisherman beat me so much. You can look at this white thing that's coming down my face. He beat me so hard that he broke my head. This my brain is coming out.
Wow.
Like, oh, I'll have to take carry you on my back to your house. She's like, oh yes, please carry me. And he starts carrying to the house with all the pain, in his joints. And she just is on the back and just silently saying, "Oh, zdrav bolen nosi, zdrav bolen nosi," which means uh, bolest nosi, sorry. The sick is carrying the healthy. The sick is carrying the healthy. The sick is carrying the healthy.
Okay.
And there are a couple other things like that in the fairy tale, and which eventually leads to the wolf getting beaten again and again and again. Pretty much.
I swear this
So,
story is
yeah.
ending me.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't the best kind of a narrator about it. But,
It's good. The story is traumatic.
Yeah, it didn't,
well, yeah. A lot of these stories are quite brutal and dramatic, in
Yeah.
that way.
and it wasn't like you were reading it all. It was like a real.
Like pretty much Bulgarian national tales, especially uh, the animal ones, are pretty much like Tom and Jerry, with a lot of violence. That is, but there's a lot of cheating
Life lessons.
and tricks.
I should have turned on the campfire because this was a good campfire story.
There are a lot like this, but this was just maybe one of the most famous ones.
That was nice.
Yeah.
And now we know.
Yes, now you know.
But yeah, it was good like it was being shared over a campfire, not just read from a book.
Or we were struggling to start the fire.
Yeah, it's wet and cold out here. I mean, you can see the fog.
So then,
Yes.
we haven't settled if we are bringing back the romanticism. The fox and the wolf are not lovers.
In some stories,
No.
Yeah. And Bulgaria is in fact real.
Oh no.
Weren't those the conclusions from
Here, I
today?
sent you before this clip. I think I have sent it before. So that I'm being quite serious here. It's a chat.
Nope. Gotta make sure it's turned on.
This is from some C-rated action movie, probably. That was this film. Who? What's your name?
Sorry, I was just fixing stream real quick. So it's being shared.
He's putting on the
Oh.
video.
There we go. Okay.
You don't know where you are?
No.
You're in Bulgaria.
No.
Oh.
No.
Bulgaria, a discovery to share.
I love it.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite thing to send to people when I want to explain things.
We need to start a X thread when people just share one video to represent your country.
Yeah. Pretty much like that, yeah.
That was beautiful.
There's a big cinema studio here that a lot of the B movies, like the new cheap action movies, like the kind of Steven Seagal kind of movie, or some of the Hitman movies were shot in Bulgaria.
Okay.
And if you often see a very shiny big church with a golden roof, that is probably like maybe the Magical Academy or a Russian temple or something like that. Yeah, that's in Sofia. Like,
Yeah, I think
the main cathedral.
some of John Wick was filmed in Bulgaria too.
Yeah, very possibly so. Yeah.
Romania and Bulgaria are really popular destinations for Hollywood to
Yeah,
film
cheap
in.
labor.
Yeah, 3Thunders. So Bulgaria
Oh.
takes over the action movies and Romania exclusively takes over the horror movies. We have a lot of monasteries that serve as the creepiest places to film.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
had the nun 2, every kind of sort of exorcism happens in a temple. It happens in Romania.
Yeah, you've got the dark
Yeah.
atmosphere.
Yeah,
both.
dark atmosphere, forest, fog, weirdos, gypsies, everything.
Actually, I think I told Wistmoor that the last Hellboy movie was shot in Bulgaria. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
That was supposed to be the Appalachian Mountains, but it was essentially, I think it was in Vitosha Mountain.
well, I've got
That's
got-
the closest to the cinema set.
I've got something to close us out with.
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, let me switch.
Oh,
エンディングは時間が13秒余っています。
余った時間で何しよう。あ、そうね、まいたけぐるぐるぐるぐる、まいたけぐるぐるぐるぐる、まいたけぐるぐるぐるぐる、まいたけぐるぐるぐるぐる、まいたけぐるぐるぐるぐる、まいたけぐるぐるぐるぐる。
This is what happens when you have 15 more seconds of stream
ご
time.
覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
Why do I do this? Okay.
また来週。
失礼します。
エンディング
Are we ready to do the same, guys?
I think he's typing. He's looking for something.
Yes. Well, there was this Japanese guy that came to Bulgaria and
Had the same reaction as the girl.
No. He was actually very enthusiastic about the culture and stuff. He learned to play the pipes, and he was everywhere going with our national dresses, and he learned all the folk dances and stuff. He was a big presence at certain point in the media. He was a very fun guy. Can't currently find. Then again, I see some sort of a Bulgarian yogurt commercial shot in Japan. Anyway, well, thank you guys. It was a fun time. I'm afraid I talked way too much.
Great. No, that's you were a really good sport
Yep.
and brought a lot of good stuff.
I delivered.
Yes, and I really enjoyed it. I'm glad you were here to help us with content today too.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, 3Thunders.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Guys, are you ready for the might take it to dance? Come, put your fists together and let's roll them.
エンディングは時間が13秒余っています。
余った時間で何しよう。あそこで巻いてけ巻いてけぐるぐるぐるぐる巻いてけ巻いてけぐるぐるぐるぐる巻いてけ巻いてけぐるぐるぐるぐる巻いてけぐるぐるぐるぐる巻いてけ巻いてけぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるぐる。
この番組はライブとご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
Toyota!
No, we're not sponsored yet. I'll catch you out
In the